Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, before we proceed ahead, I would like to tell you a few rules. So we'll have a Q&A session towards the end of Varun's session, and we're also recording this particular session. So for your knowledge, I just wanted to let you guys know that also. Apart from that, Varun will be sharing his presentation with the team. Uh, I mean, quickly telling you about Varun and ChattyBao. So Varun has a 17 plus years of experience in scaling businesses uh, and building products. So prior to ChattyBao, Varun was also a part of Paytm where he helped scale merchant growth. He has also helped in building products like Soundworks. So currently, Varun is the CEO and the founder of ChattyBao. So at ChattyBao, what they're doing is that they've helped around 20,000 plus merchants in lead generation, in discovery, and in growth. Uh, more, we're really excited to hear more from Varun about Varun and what ChattyWow does and how can we actually leverage AI when it comes to using creatives and growth. So over to you, Varun.
Thank you, Sejal. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you, Rakhi, for setting the context. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking your time and joining the session. Before I share my screen, would just like to set context for the session. I'll try to limit my talking and try to make it more engaging in the end. So potentially spend 20 minutes walking through what I have, and then spend more time Q&A because I mean all of us have heard of AI, right? But I think what we can leverage this session for is to understand, how can we actually leverage it to its full potential, right? And I would be happy to address that because we have been in this space. My company is 4 year old. We have been working in the merchant space for last 4 years, having built tools which help merchants, and our product is completely AI led, right? So I'm happy to potentially answer all the questions that you have today regarding AI. Today, obviously, we focus on what you guys struggle with the most. I think creatives. The challenge is very simple. As your brand grows, your creative needs explode. More products, more campaigns, more channels, more ad variants, and the fatigue of same creative these days, right? So I mean, things need to be refreshed very quickly, right? Now, traditionally, it meant more photographers, agencies which always overcharge, or at least we feel that way. More designers. I remember my design team at Paytm used to be like 35 members, right? 10 copywriters, right? Gone are those days. I have zero designers at ChattyBao, right? And AI does the copywriting as well, right? And when you have such big teams, there are more associated costs, right? So now what AI really changes this is it basically levels this field completely, right? I mean, no longer a bigger brand is more competitive than a smaller brand because of AI, right? AI democratizes access to creatives, copies, videos, everything, and we're going to talk about it, right? So I'll quickly share my screen and get started. Sejal, you'll have to please enable screen sharing. Yeah, all right. I hope you're all able to see my screen now. Okay. So I think a quick introduction. Sejal has already covered most of it. I have 17 years of experience. I worked across consulting, startup ecosystem, venture capital. So I was an investor as well at some point in time, and now back to what I like most, which is building products. Last 10 plus years, I've been in the startup ecosystem. Earlier with Paytm, was one of the early team members at Paytm. Saw the whole payments and built the Soundbox business myself. Was part of the team which set up Paytm Mall, took it to 50 million plus DAU. Then turned into an investor. I was investing for B Capital Group. It's a 10 billion plus dollar fund. I was investing for B Capital Group in India. God would and said, the fun lies in creating. So back to being a founder and now building ChattyBao. Today at ChattyBao, we work with thousands of SMB merchants. We help them build online presence. We help them generate leads and automate marketing using AI. A very quick glimpse of what ChattyBao does, so that you know where I'm coming from. Our objective at ChattyBao, our mission at ChattyBao is very simple. We help merchants showcase their businesses to the world, get leads, and sell more. Right. So how do we do that? We help businesses with everything AI, right? Which starts with getting an AI website for themselves, helping them with catalog. Catalog includes product catalogs, videos, social posts, copies, everything, WhatsApp brochures, etc. And this is the part that we are going to focus on. We help merchants get leads via our 24/7 marketing agent. We call it Automatic. Uh, Help them stay on top of Google, help them stay on top three in their areas in Google. We also have marketing solutions and we also do delivery. Today's focus is going to be on AI-led catalog and creatives, right? So, just touching upon what I'm going to cover in the next potentially 20 minutes. A very quick uh, overview of the problem: why creative costs always scale as you scale, as your businesses scale. Uh, how as D2C brands we should look at creatives in the first place, and then we'll get to the whole AI creative workflow. Like how do we solve for it, right? We'll spend more time on the solving part than understanding the problem statement part. Okay, so let's start with the problem statement itself, right? I mean, we all know creatives are central to any D2C brand. And the problem is that, if you're still getting them via traditional means, it means that, your costs are obviously scaling as you are scaling, right? I mean, we all know, all of you would have done this. If you're hiring a professional photographer for a shoot, they bill by the day, right? 15 to 25K per day for a photographer. If you add a model, then that's like additional model. And even if you're like willing to bear the cost, the turnaround times are pretty high, right? 2 to 3 weeks is pretty standard, right? Now, what this does is it takes away your precious time from, potentially all the time you could have invested in running and building your own business, right? I mean, you're worrying about things which are potentially, I mean, which are very important, but things that you should less worry on, right? I mean, repetitive things in general, right? It also increases your time to market. 4 to 6 weeks to launch a new collection, like I mean, that's obscene, right? I mean, Zara turns around its inventory in 2 months, right? Uh, Manually managing, coordinating. You have people in your team just coordinating with photographer all the time, and then if you get something, then reworking them. You already spent so much money. If you don't like the output, then that money is kind of waste, right? So it leaves very little potential to whole testing part of it, right? You don't even know what will convert. So practical challenges, things were obviously done this way. While I was at Paytm, we had a big design team. All things are usually last moment. The moment you get the output, you're like, I don't like it, but I don't have time, or I like the creative, but I don't like the copy. Right. So those problems, I'm sure all of you grapple with day in day out. And it's a big expense, especially if you're an early D2C brand, if you're just started up, or if you're a new business. I mean, spending 50K to 1 lakh every quarter, I mean, that's a lot of cost, right? AI helps us get rid of such expensive cost structures, and we'll cover how. Right now, before we go to the problem solutioning, let's talk about, you know, uh, what all creators are we talking about, right? I mean, if you are a D2C brand today, you need your own website for sure, right? There's no escape. You need to be present on marketplaces because that's where potentially all the crowd is, right? You need to have an active Google profile because if you're not visible on Google, you don't show up, right? So you have to have an active Google profile. You need to be super active on social media. I mean, potentially even before getting onto a marketplace, because that's where all the discovery is happening, right? And I mean, and if you have started growing, or if you see positive outcomes in your business, to grow it, you obviously need ads, right? Now, customer journeys used to be very simple this way earlier, right? People would start with, say, an own website, or with marketplaces, right? Now, customer journeys are all jumbled up, right? I mean, you don't know if a customer is now searching on, say, an AI platform or a chat GPT or even Google as an AI mode. So you need to be present there. Or if you don't know if those signals are actually getting passed on to social media, where you suddenly search for something and, you start seeing relevant ads on Instagram or Facebook or X, right, within minutes, right? So all these platforms are now interconnected, which means that there is no option for you but to be serving all these platforms, right? So you have to be very active on social. You have to have an active Google profile. If you are selling, you have to be on marketplaces, at least the top three, four marketplaces, right? You obviously you build credibility by having your own website, and if you have to scale, you do ads, right? But this means that the requirement for creatives just explodes, right? I mean, while you can manage what kind of sizes you have your own website, but marketplaces would have their own requirements. Mintra would say a 4:5, and Amazon would say 1:1. Tata Click would say something else. Misho would potentially not have any requirement at all, right? So, and then there would be requirements around that, the creative should be X pixels, or there should be minimum 4 or 5 number of creatives. Amazon would require you to have A plus content, etc. Right? So managing the creatives itself. I mean, the idea that I'm trying to land is that managing all these channels itself requires dedicated team members, right? And most of the brands, when they were starting earlier, used to face issues and they could only potentially manage one or two, right? People would either focus on just marketplaces and social media. They would completely ignore Google profile. They would have a website which is there, which was created by some agency at some point in time, but it would become static, right? So how do you efficiently manage all of this today is what AI helps you with, right? So let's look at how can we potentially leverage AI creative workflows. I'll start with the most basic thing, which is images, right? We have covered like how it has happened traditionally, and maybe some people are already still doing this. The world has moved, and when I say the world has moved, all the e-commerce platforms in India today, be it Myntra, be it Nykaa, Amazon, Swiggy, Instamart, Blinkit, all of them are actively using AI imagery. Uh, Even if you talk about the top D2C brands, even the traditional brands, we have interacted with so many of them, bestsellers of the world, Tanish, all the other Tata brands, the largest of D2C brands, all of them are increasingly moving forward to AI creators, right? And if you have not tried, it's actually very simple, right? All you need to do is take a photo of the product that you're trying to promote, uh, put it on a mannequin, put it on a hanger, put it on a desk, just click a photo, and AI today is so advanced that will give you a ready output with the kind of background that you like, right? And it's not just the photo that you get. You can potentially use the AI to also write the right product description, the SEO copy. You can generate it in multiple sizes. So you can say, I want it in 1:1, 4:5, 2:3, 9:16, etc. AI will just do all of this for you in seconds, right? That's the power of AI that we are talking about. So imagine things which are getting done in 2 to 3 weeks, costing tens of thousands. Over here, you're talking about generating outputs, and costing. If I talk about costing could be as low as 5 rupees, 10 rupees per image, right? So it allows you for iterations. It allows you for creating multiple variants of the same image, right? And just to give you a glimpse of some of the inputs and output, and mind you, this slide I've just borrowed from another deck which I prepared in July, August last year, right? So the quality of outputs have increased multifold in the last 6 8 months, right? So all these are photos taken by me at different places for different businesses that we work with, right? So this is like a lock uh, taken on a shop floor, right? You could actually show it in use, or a cake. displayed nicely, or a bag kept in some warehouse, displayed elegantly on a model. Similarly, if you want to generate multiple outputs of the same product, I mean, we did this for one of the brands. We were working with this brand. They gave us a base product shoot. They told us, the requirement is that, we want to show it in different settings, right? So, say a studio setting, an active setting, and then front, back, side view, sitting view, close-up view, etc. Right? Turnaround time 24 hours for the brand, right? I mean, we gave them the output in 1 hour, right? So this is the power of AI, right? Now imagine if you were to just get a photo shoot of this t-shirt done, the first thing you would have done is gotten this t-shirt ironed, send it to some studio where they would have nicely kept it with all the lighting, etc., and then they would have clicked a photo. With AI, you don't need to do anything, right? I mean, all these outputs are generated. It's so advanced these days. It's the outputs are also so standardized, right? That you don't have to worry about like getting your prompt absolutely right. I mean, the prompt adherence, the output quality, all of it has improved significantly, right? So AI has just made things simple, right? So this is products. Similarly, I think the need of copywriter. I mean, AI is a better copywriter. I think it's the best copywriter out there. So, I mean, typically, I don't think you need copywriters at all. You would historically measure copywriters with their good English, right? And they would mostly not always understand the product, right? So they would typically look at the product and say, okay, let me write a title for it, right? Same thing you give to AI, they will, and you explain the context in your own words. It'll give you SEO product titles, right? Which are ready for Google, which are indexable, which have the right keywords. It'll just generate the right description, and all of this happens in seconds, right? And the cost for this is basically zero, right? So products are solved for, copies are solved for, right? I think this is something which was taking so much time for people. All of this is now completely solved for, right? In fact, AI goes to an extent where you say that, if I upload a photo, you can actually generate an Instagram ready post, which means that it'll have the right caption, it'll automatically add all the relevant hashtags, etc. Right? So all you need to do, I think, is just explore AI, right? We don't even realize how big a hidden cost is copywriting. Takes so much of team effort, takes a lot of founder bandwidth, usually, right? And messages typically would go common for all channels, right? Now, I mean, with AI, you can say that, I want a different copy for WhatsApp. I want a relevant copy for Instagram. I want a relevant copy for example, if I want to post on Twitter, etc. Right? Uh, Moving on. When I say creatives are not done without videos. Videos are the highest performing creative formats across almost every platform. In fact, the e-commerce platforms are also increasingly giving higher weightages to products which carry videos. So having a video along in your catalog, be it on any of the marketplaces or on your own website or on social channels, has become increasingly more important. Again, this was an even more difficult process. People who could eventually settle their creatives would then go to creating videos and getting the videos ready. AI has obviously simplified video creation also significantly, right? So I think two, three different types of videos. One is just videos for catalog. So there are a lot of models available, very basic conversions, which is converting a product image into a 5, 10 second, 15-second video, right? So that you can potentially show the product from all angles. It lends a lot of weight to the authenticity of the product. AI takes care of adding music, uh, getting the right angles, whether you want to zoom in onto a certain part of it, get to the right aspect ratio. You want it ready for Instagram, you want it in a square format. All of this is done by AI. Hardly takes a minute to create a video, right? So if not tried, I think you should definitely try. And I'll show you some examples of some of the videos I just pulled out, before the session. to show you. Right. Similarly, if you're trying to get Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, AI platforms now allow you to actually, so you give them a creative or you give your input video and you tell them what you're trying
Uh,
to
Hi, Varun. So
achieve,
sorry
right?
to
So
stop.
AI will actually,
So sorry,
yes,
Varun, your
Vijay.
voice is actually breaking. Yes, your voice is breaking. I'm not sure if it was just for me or Rakhi, were you able to hear Varun?
Yeah, right now it's better. It was a 30-second glitch only.
Right, please. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. So, I was discussing video. Let me know if you face it again. So, like I said, like video is now the highest performing creative across almost every platform. I mean, even e-commerce platforms are giving higher weightages to products which have videos, right? And a lot of progress has happened in video creation with AI, right? So, starting with the most basic, which is converting product images to videos, I think uh, this part has been very well solved. You can take a product photo or you can take a couple of product photos and tell AI what you want out of it, right? It can create a 10-15 seconder where it shows the product from all angles. It adds the right music to make it more pleasing. You can set your aspect ratios. You can tell whether you want the product to be shown in a festive setting or in a usage view or all some seasonal themes, right? So all of this is now possible with AI. Similarly, not just limited to products. Let's say if you just shoot a video from your phone and you want to convert it into a nice reel, we can leverage AI for it, right? AI can write uh, scripts for you, right? So you can feed in a video and say, hey, I want to, or you can feed images or videos and say that, hey, I want to create a reel which is trying to convey this message, right? So can you give me some script suggestions? And you specify the duration. AI will tell you that hey, here is the script. Uh, this will be for 30 seconds. And once you okay the script, AI will automatically match the music. If you want a voiceover, you can select voiceover, right? So all of this, what I'm trying to get to is that this entire video creation also, so not just creatives, but videos, which is like the highest performing uh, creative format, can now also has been simplified significantly with AI, right? And you can generate product reels, catalog videos, and ads with AI, right? So uh, let me just try to share some glimpse. So this you might remember this from the previous imagery. I had clicked this bag in some workshop, put it on a model, and then I just converted it into a video, right? You might not be able to hear the sound; it's there in my system, but this is like with a very pleasing music. Imagine adding this video to your product, right? So similarly, a shoe just clicked out of the box, right? I told AI to convert it into, show a usage view somebody in a badminton court with that shoe, convert it into a video, right? Again, an example of a jewelry video, right? So put a model and then convert it into a brief 5 second video, right? So AI enables us with all of this today, right? You can generate multiple versions. You can tell AI what to do, and the good part is that the prompt adherence these days is so high. All the models have evolved significantly that you would get a very good output. Any questions here so far before we move forward? Anything you want to touch? You want to ask before? Or okay, let me just move forward, right?
So sorry, I have one small question. So these days, every day we are listening to various reels and the news where government is insisting to put tag about the AI generated content. So
Mhm.
will this impact the D2C brand if or is there any specific guidelines which they should follow in case they use this AI generated content?
So, Amit, a very relevant question, and in fact, this question comes regularly, right? That whether we should be careful with AI-generated content. That's one. Second, does AI generated content get deprioritized? Right? A lot of people have this fear that, if you're generating some content with AI, platforms might be deprioritizing it. Right? The answer to this question is very simple. Right? We talk to every marketplace today. We talk to every uh, uh, social platform today. Their stand has been very simple. Uh, what they value is basically the authenticity of the content, right? It does not matter whether it is generated with AI or not, right? They are seeing AI as enablers. In fact, if you look at Google or Meta, uh, they are the ones who are actually leading in the AI race today, right? In fact, Google and Meta have uh, added AI to their ad platforms where you can actually create ads with AI on their platform, right? So the idea is that till the time the content is authentic, which means that you have used, for example, your products to generate an AI output of the product, right? There are no restrictions. The AI product gets uh, treated the same way like any other photo shoot product, right? So you don't lose any weightage, right? In fact, with AI, the benefit is that you can churn out more outputs, right? So there is less creative fatigue, right? You can replace your products on Google or Meta ads more frequently, which means that your ROIs will there will be less creative fatigue and your ROIs will keep going up.
Got it.
Right? Your ROIs will not go down.
Thank you.
Right. So just uh, context on the ads also. I mean, if you are running ads, explore AI for ads also. I mean, use AI generated creatives. It will help you turn around your ads faster. In fact, Google and Meta are now increasingly advocating for using AI for writing copies. And in fact, they while setting up campaigns, they give options to allow them to modify creatives also at times, create previews, AI previews, to help generate better clicks, right? And I think uh, AI just helps you avoid creative fatigue. I already touched on this, but it just helps you avoid creative fatigue. You refresh your skills more often, right? So potentially use AI for ads also. And it's not just about creating a product image, right? I mean, there are a lot of things that were not possible earlier, right? I mean, uh, think of basic things like, for example, I have t-shirts in 20 colors, right? I got photo shoot done for a red color. Now, I don't want to be getting photo shoot done for the remaining 19 colors, right? I can just use AI to say that, hey, convert this red shirt into these color codes, right? I want it in black, I want it in green, I want it in blue, right? Or I want to change the color of the background, or I just change the background. I mean, this is a studio background. I want this woman to be standing on the hearts of Varanasi, or this gentleman to be standing in a club setting. Same person, but just the background gets replaced, right? So it's not just about creating an image, but also editing your existing images, which were earlier not thought of, right? A very simple use case, for example, is resizing images. Your photographer gave you a 1:1. Now the platform needs a 4:5. Earlier, you would either go back to the photographer and say that, hey, the aspect ratio needs to be corrected, or you would go to any online tool and say that, hey, let me crop it and bring it to 4:5. But that's suboptimal way of doing it. You give it to AI and say that, hey, I want it in 4:5. AI will automatically expand that image to fit into a 4:5 without losing focus on the main product, right? So the output is much superior. You have a product with a front pose. E-commerce marketplaces require you to create 5 different poses. You give it to AI and say that, hey, can you create a standing pose, a sitting pose, a side view, a close-up view, etc. Right? All of that is possible with AI, right? So uh, I think the whole point that I'm trying to communicate is that AI has made this whole creative creation very simple, and it's just not restricted to creating images from text. It has expanded to create editing your existing products to creating standout outputs from them, and also editing some of the existing photographs you have to get a faster turnaround, right? So all of these things are now possible with AI. One last thing I wanted to touch upon today, is one question which keeps coming to me, and I thought I'll put it in a slide is, everyone is doing AI potentially, or, you hear everyone doing AI, right? So is there an AI fatigue? Everyone is using the same AI tools. Everyone's images look the same, right? So should I be doing it in the first place? And if I'm doing it, how should I stand out? Right? So um, I think one thing that we should acknowledge is that AI has come a long way, right? Amit, I met Amit in 2025, I think July 2025, when we had just launched this product, right? And we showed him the output and he was wowed, right? And now if I look back to that meeting 9 months back, the kind of output that were there, I would call them shoddy, right? AI has come such a long way that products have now become very photorealistic. It is very difficult to distinguish between what is an AI output versus what is a photo shoot output, right? So I think you should definitely look at AI, right? How do you personalize this? Personalize it, it's completely up to you, right? So, I mean, AI now allows you to actually feed your brand tone and language to the creatives, right? So if you start doing that, mix AI with your authentic shots also, which adds more credibility. Mix it with videos, you are bound to stand out, right? Customers are not going to complain that these are AI photos. There are very large D2C brands today which are completely on AI photos. There are platforms, especially Nykaa, for example. Uh, there are certain brands and certain categories in Nykaa which are 100% AI. You would not even realize, but they are completely AI, right? Meesho is moving some of its entire catalog to AI, right? So Meesho, for example, is moving its entire apparel catalog to AI, right? Millions of products completely to AI shoot because they just help in improving CTRs, right? So the idea is that creative with AI is real, and please do try it, give it a shot, uh, and if you just want to get started, for somebody who has not done it, I mean, just try one of these things today, right? I mean, take out 30 minutes, um, try any of the AI platforms or go to ChattyBao.com, try creating a professional product image. Just take a photo of any product and try creating an output. You would be wowed with the output, right? Or if you're bored of the copies that your copywriter is writing, go to a GPT or go to a Claude and ask it for the copies, right? I've included prompts at different points in the presentation, right? So try doing it. I think we might be hesitating to try. It's not complicated at all. It is built in such a way that it can be adopted by any person in the team. My experience from selling this product to 10,000 plus merchants in the last 1 year, it says that the owner does not use it, especially in shops. The folks on the shop floor are using it, right? So the product is as simple as that, right? So yeah, so that's the thought I would leave you with. And if you want, I mean, ChattyBao can help you with a lot of this, right? So with that, I would want to open the floor for questions.
Thank you so much, Varun. We are open for questions. We can ask Varun about multiple use cases of, I think he's already covered a lot of these things, but if you have any specific questions, please feel free to ask right now. I think you can unmute yourself. If anybody has a question, they
I
can
have one
unmute.
question. Actually, this question came from some colleague that output depends on the input. So when
Yeah.
somebody is using the AI for making creatives for videos or short films, etc., is there any suggestive way to write the prompts?
Okay. So Raki, there are two things. One is the image that you click, right? So if you're trying to generate an AI output for any of your products, so it is typically recommended that you use a good camera to click the image, right? That you would typically do for a with a good photographer also. I mean, your phone camera works very well. Just create a good click a good image of the product. That the lighting in the room can be nice, or if you can potentially put it on a hanger or a mannequin, even better. Right? So all that matters. Prompts. I mean, prompts is nothing but imagination, right? So I mean, you can write a prompt that I want this product to be put on a Indian women model standing beside the river, right? So that's your imagination, right? Models adhere to prompts these days very well. I mean, prompts help you bring out your creativity. So there is no logic to writing prompts now, but I think if you are very clear on the kind of output you want, you can structure your prompts. Platforms like ours have actually tried to even simplify that to already give out scenarios on how would you want your photo to be, right? Whether you want it on a model, you can select a model, you can choose a background, right? So we have even dumbed down to that extent, right? That all you need to do is click, and just get to the output.
So you mean to say if anybody is facing any problem in creating those creatives, they can come to ChattyBao. So ChattyBao will help them.
Yeah, so I mean the session is not meant to promote ChattyBao, but yeah, I mean we do this, right? So it's not difficult at all. But what I'm trying to say is that all the models out there in the market are now evolved enough to have a very good prompt adherence, right? So I mean you don't need to now learn how to write a prompt. It's easy.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Varun. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah. Any questions for Varun? Yeah. Right. Go ahead, Beck.
Yeah, hi Arun. Thank you very much for this session. So actually, I am a founder of a company of an automobile company, electric vehicle company. So um, for us, the issues, I mean, what we're facing is, trying to get good because it's an automotive. Because we are doing working on two-wheelers, we need a proper cameraman or a videographer, I think, to shoot the vehicle. I think, right? That's what you're trying to mention. And these videos and photos should be given to the AI so that it amplifies and it makes them better, right? That's what AI will help. So again, if while doing with AI, right, we were not able to get good. I mean, we are trying with basic chat GPT. So I think we have to use some paid versions. Is it? That's what you can guide us on, like which like 4 5 AI tools you mentioned. So which ones, whether they are free, whether they are paid versions, you can guide us on that.
Okay, so Venkat, so specific for your industry and uh, in general, I think when you look at AI tools, there are multiple AI tools in the market, right? The AI tool in this case that you're talking about is basically an image editing tool.
What
Now,
is that?
you're talking about an image editing tool, right? I mean, you're
Image
taking an
generating
image and
tool.
you're trying to edit an image.
Image
Now,
tools.
you'll be
Yeah.
surprised to know there are at least 100 plus models out there in the market
Oh
which
man.
cater to this need, right?
Okay.
And we would have heard of ChatGPT,
That's all I know. Only
right?
ChatGPT I know. And free
Because
version I am using.
yeah, so ChatGPT is the one which has done the maximum marketing out of the lot, right? So that's why you know of ChatGPT, right? There are a lot of tools. So first, I think if you want to try it on your own, an AI tool on your own, I would recommend you look at ChatGPT. Obviously, ChatGPT is a good tool, and they have come a long way in their image editing skills,
Okay.
right? But please go with the paid version, right?
Paid version. Okay.
Yes, there are other platforms like Gemini now. Gemini has come out with Nano Banana, and now they are Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2. So there are different models within Gemini also. There are a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
other European and US models as well, which do a great job at it, right? The
Mm-hmm.
challenge which comes for D2C brands is that for you to actually figure out what is the right tool
Mm.
is often
Mm.
very difficult,
Correct. Yeah.
right? So, in context of ChattyBao, I'll tell you that we use at least 25 different models today,
Oh.
depending on the category, depending on products within a category, right? And depending on the kind of output that you're trying to get to, right? So on the fly, we decide that for this input image from this category, what should be the right model to be used. Now that level of intelligence cannot be built by individual brands, right? So that's why platforms like us exist.
Okay.
Second, platforms like us also work on a per usage basis, right? So you're not tied to a subscription across multiple platforms, right? So you can leverage platforms like us, and specific
Okay.
for your industry, you can look at players who are actually solving for your industry, right? There are many vertical specific platforms also which
Okay.
solve for a specific vertical, right? So for example, for automotive, for example, there are companies which create a virtual showroom experience specifically, and that is their only job, right? That's the only product that they're working on, right? So a
Okay.
company like this might be relevant for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there are many companies like this, right? A lot of startups coming out of India who are focusing on vertical specific solutions, right? And
Okay.
automotive is a very big vertical in itself, right? So there are companies that are
Mm.
catering only to automotive. So you can potentially explore uh,
Do
those.
you have any suggestions for automotive specific
I,
branding or marketing?
I I can send you some names.
Okay,
I
sir.
can send you some names, and you may please leverage. You may please refer to them.
Thank you so much, Varunji. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Venkat. Thank you so much, Varun. Any other questions that we have from Varun? Right. I think there are no other questions, Varun. But yeah, thank you so much for this insightful session. I think from from having a team where there were 35 designers to completely automating this, it's quite a journey. And I think it basically says that how much the opportunities are widened for us, and founders really don't have any excuse now. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Varun. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We would be sharing Varun's presentation after the call. So if you have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out to Varun directly. We'll